Welcome to Veterans News Alerts by the Buchanan Report. My name's Ivan. I'm your host. My co-host, as always, Rhonda Moon Lane and Ron Hanks. Please bear with us. This is our first broadcast here on Facebook Live. Can everybody hear me out there?
Yes.
Fantastic. Can I get Glenn Wasden? Can you or somebody out there type something to me if you can hear me? Just want to make sure everybody can hear me out there on Facebook. I see Matthew Finley out there. Can you hear me, Matthew? I'm waiting. I think somebody's writing here. Okay, yep. Everybody can hear us out there. Again, everybody, please bear with us here. This is our first show here. Today's date, March 22nd, 2018. I'd like to say a belated happy birthday to my son, who was yesterday. Keep his age a secret. And our apologies to everyone yesterday that saw us going through everything we were going through here yesterday, trying to get familiar as we could with this broadcast here. Why are we doing Facebook Live? Anyone that listens to our show, the Buchanan Report on Tuesday, knows that we start the show out with a few veterans news alerts, and for almost since day one, we've had a lot of people contact us regarding, why don't you do a show on that, because we're not covering everything. So we've done a lot of talking about it, and we finally decided, okay, we'll pull this trigger and see about doing a show. But we decided to do the show on Facebook Live instead of over on the Blog Talk forum. So hope it all works out real well. For those of you that really don't know much about us, let me just give you a little background on the Buchanan Report. If you're on a computer or on your phone, you can see what I have up there on the screen. It's the homepage of thebuchananreport.com, and you'll see some tabs up there. The first page, when you go to it, you'll see that we have the Veterans News Alerts, to where it's all set up to where all you got to do is go on there and just click on it, and it'll take you right to the article. It is all updated right now, except for I think one or two came in the last hour, and I was not able to get that on the website, but it will be on there shortly after we're off. Short note before I get into what we're about. When this show is over, just like all of our shows that we're doing on Tuesday nights, the Buchanan Report radio show, they will be uploaded, and we're in the process of uploading all of our past shows to our YouTube channel, which is the Buchanan Report. So I encourage everyone, please go there, subscribe. We're putting everything on there. We've got documentaries. There's more documentaries that are being put on the YouTube channel. And so if you want to stay dialed into veterans events, go to the webpage, go to the Buchanan Report YouTube channel. What does the Buchanan Report do? Really, things have kind of morphed into what don't we do. We've got suicide prevention numbers on there. The reason why we have them on there is it come to our attention a long time ago. Individual actually IM'd me, I believe it was, and told me, there's a lot of people that won't call in to the VA hotline center because they're afraid of, the information they have to give. They'll be red flagged. They've got guns, various other, potential problems. And so they just won't call in. So we decided to go ahead and do, this tab. Plus, at the time we were doing it, I was back when they weren't really answering the phones, that much. So, it was just a necessity. We've got that. We do background checks on people, free basic background checks. If you have a question about somebody, basically know who you're dealing with. So anybody out there listening, if you want to run somebody's background, that's what I do. Send me an email, give me your contact information. I'll contact you and we'll take it from there. Got Stolen Valor tab up there that speaks for itself. Also, there's an attorney tab there, personal injury attorneys. You've got, if you have problems out there with the VA, contact us. We've been very successful in all kinds of different areas having to do with people having problems with the VA, whether it's getting an appointment or the like. So contact us. We deal in that area. We're running investigations right now having to do with corrupt VA police out of Miami, Tampa, Florida, various other locations. We have tons of whistleblowers that come on. You name it. We just got it there. If you take a look at the tab, you'll see there is a tab there marked Store. That's where we have hoodies and T-shirts. We spend a lot of time. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time for us to do what we do. So we can sure use all the support that you want to give us. You can either go buy a hoodie or a T-shirt, or you can just make a simple donation if you like. Anything would help. We certainly do appreciate it. Just to give you an example, we got contacted yesterday by an individual. I'll leave his name out, obviously, and location. It was he was a witness to an individual that was dying. This is at a VA facility. This individual was an employee of the VA, saw an individual dying and was basically told to stand down and not help. Bottom line, this individual is no longer working there. I'm not really going to go into any more specifics, but apparently this individual wants to come forward with this story, this information, and so we'll be talking to him here in the next day or two. If that individual is listening now, that we'll be calling. That's just an example. So without any further ado, I'm just going to kind of jump in here. Again, bear with us. We're getting this whole format is new. I can't even, like the format on Tuesdays, if I got to sneeze or blow my nose or something, I can put you on, hold to where you guys can't hear anything. Not so here, so, bear with me. No hold button here. No hold button. But I like the format. Jumping right into things. Can you guys still hear me out there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All righty. Did you guys hear Bozo the Clown died yesterday, or the individual that played Bozo the Clown died yesterday, 90 years old?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Big part of my life when I was a kid. And Chuckle the Clown, etc. I know that's not a veterans news alert, but thought I'd mention it. That and the... Go ahead.
I said it was my clown reference from my childhood, so I don't think so fondly of them. I've always pictured you as kind of a howdy-doody guy myself.
Well, okay. One thing I want to get right out there, You saw on the news, it's not, I don't believe it's one of our alerts, but you basically get the news, I think it was this morning, that high school teacher out of Pico Rivera, who's also a councilman, he got fired. And that was the teacher that was making the anti-military rant, there. Yeah.
Against a student.
Yeah.
Took the initiative to wear a Marine's sweatshirt in honor of his brother who's in the Marines, and that set him off. He was also a tenured teacher. I'm glad to see it happen.
Yeah, well, my question is what's next? Are they going to get rid of him? He's on city council there, so that...
Yeah. He's on unpaid leave right now. They're waiting in anticipation of him appealing his firing. But at least he's not like so many others drawing tape at the same time.
Right. Amen.
Yeah, that was in today's paper this morning. I was glad to see it.
Well, apparently this isn't the first time, according to the kid was on the news saying that, there were multiple times in the past that he's done things like this. So sounds like it was a long time coming. He's an educator. He needs to leave, politics and religion and all of that out of the classroom.
Well, the one thing he kind of left out in that whole rant, because I did see it when it was posted, was what he's calling the lowest of the low is the ones that have given him the freedom to act like he did.
Right.
So, there's the dumb bleep now.
I'm just curious. Can you guys see what's going on there, Ron, on the internet, on Facebook? This is new here.
Yes.
I see a little of it, yeah.
Right in front of me. I've got Hutch on live too, so.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and get him on, and that way we can cut him loose. Hutch is going to be on our show Monday night, and Tuesday night. I'm really looking forward to this show. He scared the bejesus out of me in the last show when talking about this river fluke that is a virus that apparently sits dormant for years and then all of a sudden can activate. And I'll let him talk about it a little bit. But on the last show, there happened to be someone from the Associated Press listening and called in, and I think she wanted to differ a little bit with him, but one thing kind of led to another, and they got together after the show, and I understand there's some good things that happen. Would you fill us in here a little bit, Hutch, on that? But let's not go into what we're going to be talking about on the show Tuesday as far as the new developments since you were on the show last. I want to save that for Tuesday.
Okay, first of all, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good deal. Yeah, how you guys doing? And I'm looking forward to Tuesday as a follow-up to our last conversation. We have got some new things going, and just to rehash some of the old things.
Why don't you tell us first what the river fluke is?
Well, it's actually not the river fluke. Take the R out and change that, make that an L for liver fluke.
Liver fluke, got it.
I call it liver fluke, but it keeps reverting back, so I don't know what to tell you. Well, the VA likes to call it river fluke too, which negates their clinical expertise on it. They agreed to do a 50-man study on this parasite for Vietnam veterans. I was part of that, and three of us who were part of this and got the actual grant money that spurred that whole action two years ago.
we three of us have been charging ahead, and we won't let this go because two of our very close friends died of it last year. We have since found out that 4 veterans and Iraq and Afghanistan veterans are contracting this parasite, which is a nasty little fella. There's a family of them, and they go dormant for years, and when they come out of dormancy, they will attack your organs, sometimes the bile duct, most notably through the bile duct into the liver, and that's why it's most commonly called the liver fluke. It actually looks like the fish, the fluke. And it can grow in the liver to 1 inch long by ½ an inch wide. And it produces a protein called granulin. And granulin that it produces is a known carcinogen. This is a problem because it goes to stage 4 cancer very quickly. And by the time you recognize symptoms, and by the time medical profession recognizes the cancer in your body, it's usually too late, and therefore it's a death sentence.
And how do you get this parasite?
You get this parasite a number of different ways. It is a waterborne parasite, and you can get it from ingesting the water, infected water. You can get it from ingesting leafy vegetables and things like rice that are grown in countries that are infected with this parasite because they use the infected water for irrigation. You can also get it from undercooked fish that come out of the waters, and it's a freshwater-borne parasite. So it's rivers and streams and lakes and ponds. It also shows up in most of the food supply. It started in Southeast Asia, and now we've tracked it to Portugal, and that's a little upsetting. Yes, which means it's come all the way through Asia, through the Middle East, through Europe, right to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. And that's a little worrisome. It's also showing up in South America.
Yeah. How have things been going? How have things been going with, that journalist from the Associated Press? Things going well?
Very well. I just talked to her, and she will be joining us on Tuesday night.
Great.
I'm gonna send her documents of the new stuff that we've dug up and what we're doing right now. And like you said, I won't get into it. I won't ruin Tuesday's show. It's some pretty good stuff.
Well, I'm glad to hear that things are moving forward on it. This information needs to get out there. On that note, I want to thank you, Hutch, for coming on. I look forward. Hutch will be on the show, Tuesday's night show, the Buchanan Report at 9 o'clock Eastern time. On the internet, we put out the marketing for it and all that, so please be looking for it. Get it on your calendar if you would. Hutch, any final comment here before I let you go?
Yeah, the VA is still denying that this liver fluke parasite exists. Therefore, they are still denying the treatment.
How can they deny that it exists when doctors outside of the VA have successfully treated, people for it? I don't understand that.
Because they haven't run their own quote-unquote VA tests.
Oh.
CDC has all the documentation, and as a matter of fact, the VA, go on their general website, va.gov, type in the search bar, liver fluke. You'll have a lot of reading to this.
All right.
Because it's all right there.
Thanks a lot, Hutch. Look forward to to the show Tuesday.
Okay, Ivan. Okay, Ivan. Ron, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Wow, looks like some interesting information coming Tuesday.
Yes, and the VA will not even test for liver flu.
Well, how could they test for something that they don't even acknowledge?
Exactly, because after the last show, all of the symptoms that liver flu has, Gary has had for years. They've been trying to figure it out. I told him, you need to be tested for this. They won't test it.
Yeah, by the way, to all our listeners out there right now, if you want to get caught up on what we're talking about, go to our website, thebuchananreport.com. You'll see a tab that says radio show. Click on that and look down. I don't know how far it is, probably about 3, 4, or 5 months ago, right in that area, and look for the name Hutch and his what's his last name? I know it, but I can't pronounce it.
It's DeBosch, and I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'm going to get the link to the show and post it on our Facebook page.
Okay.
October 31st was the show.
Okay.
Okay.
October 31st. Great. If you want to get caught up, and that was just a great show, because until he said what he had to say, and I'll tell you, I grew about 3 inches in my chair, man. I mean, I stopped eating food from Asia. I'm sorry. I just won't do it no more. It scared me.
I don't either.
I think the biggest part that scared me was I had already done an article on it, and it was geared strictly towards Vietnam veterans.
Right.
And he just broke it wide open to the rest of the world.
Well, yeah.
Between what he had to offer and what Robin brought in when she called in, it was crazy.
Absolutely. All right, moving on. Who wants to take over?
Okay.
Who wants to take over? Rhonda?
Oh, you want me to take over? All right.
Take over for a minute or two. Go ahead.
I have something, and it has nothing to do, well, it kind of has to do with veterans, but it just came across my news feed. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled 3-0 that a ban preventing medical marijuana cardholders from purchasing firearms is not a violation of the Second Amendment. So they're trying to take your guns away, or trying to stop you from buying them if you have a medical marijuana card. Now, I don't know where it goes from there. Ivan could probably answer that. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court, it probably goes to the Supreme Court, right?
Well, no. I'm not an attorney, but I'll do the best I can. Apparently, there was a lower ruling that, obviously someone didn't like, and so they, went up to the appellate court. Now, the appellate court will send its ruling back down, to the lower court, and they'll make it, a decision, change their decision, whatever, it was. And then if that party doesn't like, the ruling, this type of issue, it's just going to go right up the chain, and then we'll see if the, U.S. Supreme Court ends up accepting it for something that they feel that they should be ruling on, or say, no, we're not going to do that, and they just leave it up to a state, each individual state. That's how I understand it. So,
okay.
But kind of disturbing, actually. You can go out and drink all kinds of alcohol and all of that. You can be on prescription Vitakin, and all of that, and they're not going to take your guns. But if marijuana is prescribed, now all of a sudden, the question is, as I asked you before, is there a grandfather clause in that, to where is it just prohibiting you from buying a gun now, or does it put in jeopardy if you already own guns?
Right. Right now, they're only ruling on buying guns.
Yeah, but I think
That's all
you'll
they're
see
worried about.
to try and take them all.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just, this case here was just buying guns. So,
Scary.
so we'll keep an eye on that one. It is, and I did post it on our Facebook page if you guys want to go read this story. Everything else I have is off of the Buchanan report, Veteran News Alert. This one just caught my eye. An Oklahoma veteran called 911 from a VA emergency room. This caught my eye because Gary called me from the back in the emergency room because they had him laying back there for 3 hours telling me he was having tests when he wasn't. He was laying there and they were doing nothing. So that's why it caught my attention. But this patient was at Oklahoma VA. She went for a regular appointment, but when she left, she started having really bad stomach cramps. She said it felt like she was in labor. She was doubled over. She fell to the ground. So her primary care sent her to the ER, where she checked in and told them she was in so much pain. It felt like labor pain. She could barely breathe. So they told her to go sit down and wait. And she said after about 2 hours, she started going to the front desk and asking, how long is it going to be? And of course, they can never tell you because who knows what's going to happen in the emergency room. So she kept going up there. They didn't do anything. So finally, she called 911. She said at that point she was delirious with pain. She told the operator, I'm waiting. I've been here for 2 hours in severe abdominal pain, and I can't get in to see anyone. So the triage nurse finally came out after emergency medical services alerted them. And the nurse said, you can't call 911 from here. That's abuse of the 911 system. The nurse, she says, never once asked why she was crying or doubled over. Nothing. She just walked off. So she went, sat down for a few minutes more, and when she saw other patients being called back, she finally just left. Hospital officials, of course, have a different story. She was only there an hour and a half before she called 911, at which time the triage nurse went out to see if she had gotten worse, and she said that she found Miss Harris sleeping. So the nurse asked how she was doing after she called 911, but she opted not to stay. Now, it does not follow up with anything. Did she go to a civilian emergency room afterwards, get treatment? Was there something wrong? I don't know. It stops right there. So I'll never know the end of the story, I guess.
Strange.
Hopefully there'll be an update on it.
Hopefully. I looked. I couldn't find one, but I'll watch for one.
Yeah.
The next one I found, I didn't even know this was an issue, but I guess there is a U.S. law that poses dilemma for dying vets seeking lethal drugs. So apparently there's a law that if you're terminally ill, it's a California law, that a doctor can give you life-ending drugs when the disease becomes too advanced to bear. I didn't even know that law existed, but okay, so it's there. But in California, the Veterans Home of California at Yountville, it's the largest retirement home for veterans. They can't give them that medication. They have to move out because it's a government-run home. In different states, they're allowed to, but apparently in California, no, they can't give them. They have to move out. Legal ones are Colorado, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. They're allowed to give them the prescription.
A lot of that came about from that young lady that went from California to Oregon, where they have the right to indoor life laws because she was terminally ill. And like she stated, no, I don't want to sit down there and suffer.
Right.
Isn't that the one that decided she was going to end her life on a particular day, and then she changed her mind? Am I thinking of the right one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then she got harassed so much online that she finally did it anyway, so. But only one veteran in a state home is known to have requested the medications, and he died at a veterans home in Washington in 2015. So apparently there's not a whole lot of people, or there is a whole lot of people like me that didn't even know it was something you could do. The state requires that the person has to be able to administer the drugs to themselves without help. So.
And that's for the state of California?
Yeah. Yeah. They have to make an oral and written request for the prescription to the primary care doctor, and then 2 doctors have to determine if the patient has fewer than 6 months to live. Apparently, this medication is very expensive. $5,000 for a lethal dose. It is one of the barbitals. It's secobarbital. That's a pretty expensive prescription.
That's so disgusting that they're gonna. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking, but that's kind of like, to me, the last barb that a pharmaceutical company can stick to you, if you will. I'm sorry. Right.
So I was thinking, that they do the lethal injections for, in jail. So I'm wondering if this is one of the same medications. Because I know they said those are very expensive. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. That was just one of those Rhonda needs to know.
Well, many of the state-operated agencies are having a hard time getting it. I kind of wonder if the individual can get it.
Right. That was a huge issue. They only had so many doses on hand, and aren't they not making them anymore, or they won't sell them anymore? Something.
They won't sell them. The public that was opposed to it started attacking the manufacturers, and the manufacturers kind of drew back.
Right, it used to be a firing squad, and I don't think any of the gun makers or ammunition makers had a guilty conscience.
No. Utah still has it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yes,
at one point, Utah used to give you the option. I think it was either be hung or shot. And then it changed. And then I think it went back to it.
Yeah. Well, when all this with the drug problems started up, they brought it back. And from what I can see, it's about as humane as anything. They take 5 people there. They have a little porthole. There's only 1 live round issued. Nobody knows who has it. And they all fire at a given time. And it's done.
Yeah.
As far as I know right now, Utah's the only one.
I think it is, and it has been for years. The last person, I can't remember who the last person was that they used it. It's been years ago, probably 15, 16 years.
Well, if I'm going to die by somebody shooting me, that's fine. I just don't want the wife doing it. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I do know that Utah does have one inmate on death row that he was given the death penalty, and then they took the firing squad away, and that's what he had chosen. So there he sat. And then when they brought it back, all of a sudden he's back there like, oh, hey, wait a minute. He wanted to try and appeal it. He lost his appeal.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know they haven't done anything with him yet, but he's changed his mind. So,
I know, I guess they're waiting. Yeah.
That they're in the car.
Yep. For the rest of his life, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I can already tell you right now, we're not going to get through all of the news alerts that we have, and we didn't even have all of them that we have posted. So, just want to remind everyone, the BuchananReport.com, you go there. What we're talking about now, these are veterans news alerts that are posted. All you got to do is just go to it. They're underlined. Just put your cursor on it and click on it, and it'll take you right to the story. So,
yes.
Well, I got one here that I pulled off of the list. That'll probably cause a little head scratching. It's a Koch-supported coup at the VA, and that is in reference to the Koch brothers. It kind of goes against what we've been discussing with it. It comes from a nonprofit news group called Truth Out, and what it amounts to is they're accusing the Koch brothers by using their front group, Concerned Veterans for America. I've heard that accusation placed before, and nobody's ever disputed it, even people that were associated with Concerned Veterans for America. But they're saying that they are pushing the efforts to make Dr. Shulkin look bad. They want him out of there to where they can get someone in there to dismantle the VA and go to the choice program because of the money the public-private sector can make off of it. Now, you got to remember, they are also the ones that are the final owners of some of these pharmaceutical companies with the lobbyists that pushed opioids to the VA hospitals to the extent that we're in the streets we are right now with an epidemic. So it's it's a whole nother spectrum of what we've discussed. We've talked down about Shulkin before because of the actions that he has taken or have been put out on the news. The fact that he would not contact us when we tried, things like that. So it's kind of a turnaround. But I don't see where dismantling the VA is going to help.
I don't either. I think we need to have both. If people don't want to go to the VA, they can go downtown.
If they can get in there, because there's a lot of people that will not accept the choice care because the government won't pay their bills. We've been through all this, and it still just keeps running around in a circle.
Yes, it sure does. And I think it's going to be that way for a long time.
Yeah. So people running on a big dollar.
That's what it is. It's just, nothing's easy on the choice program. You've got to jump through so many hoops. And then they don't pay the doctors, so.
Yeah. Oh, they don't pay whole insurance groups either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But that was on our VA news alerts, and when I clicked on it and I started reading them, going, well, okay, this is totally different from what we've been dealing with. Need to get it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked with Concerned Veterans of America, and I knew they were pushing the choice program, but I didn't realize the politics involved in it.
Yeah. Supposedly this whole push about his excessive spending on his trip and a few things like that, or what they're using as ammunition to put him in disfavor.
Well, he shouldn't have done it. And if he did it, it's not a matter of just paying the money back. It's, it's theft, and it is a crime. And so who's going to push that issue? I've been involved in many of these issues,
Yeah.
And it's not just Secretary Shulkin. I've seen multiple reports of lower employees of the VA doing the same thing. I just got an OIG report. One of the people that worked for the VA in Washington has a home in California, and it seemed like every time he had a 3-day weekend, he would also have a meeting in California. So somebody turned it in saying, he was misusing government funds, and that was just a couple days ago.
Cover travel expenses.
Well, let me tell you what bothers me, and this happens all the time, Here's the question. Would he have, by the way, he didn't pay back all the money, Shulkin, Dr. Shulkin.
No.
Okay. But would he have paid back the money if it, if he wouldn't have got caught? I mean, that happens all the time. A lot of people, well, they get caught. Well, they paid the money back. I mean, hell, I was involved in a case. I had the paperwork on my website, for a long time, the old DA or city county attorney, I'm going to get threatened and getting sued again. But, the old county attorney, I'm just going to leave it as out of a county in Colorado that did this very thing. And she actually got caught, wrote a check back. Actually, that check that she wrote back to pay it off bounced. No one made any comment about that. But, there were multiple areas and times that she was doing it on a regular basis, and they chose not to press charges. In fact, they kept her as county attorney. New commissioners were elected, and they ended up getting rid of her a few months later. But, it seems like this happens all the time, and nothing happens. It's a crime. One of the cases that I was involved in, on the sheriff, actually I was able to get, pigeonhole everybody to where criminal charges were pressed, not only on that issue, but many, many other issues as well. Issues having to do with buying and selling guns with county money and this, it just went on and on and on. But this specific, it's a crime. So I'm going to call it a crime. This specific crime happens all the time. And when they get caught, write a check back. Well, Dr. Shulkin didn't even give back all the money. And this had to do with, I believe, with his wife paying for,
Yeah.
So, terrible. By the way, Dr. Shulkin, if you're listening or hear about this, still waiting for you to come on the show. You said you would, but now you're not. We haven't heard from you. So.
No, not a word.
You too,
well,
McDonald.
Yeah. Either of them.
They say they will. They say they're gonna, and then they don't. So.
You have to remember, like, the lady working with McDonald told us, it's just so important. There are bigger organizations, they're not waiting in turn. They're turning line, so.
Well, then tell us that, but don't lie to us and say, yeah, you'll come on.
Yeah.
McDonald even went to the point of, we had dates set, and then they're ready to come on, and then they tried telling us, first they wanted what our questions were, and then we wouldn't do that. And then they tried telling us what we could ask. Well, nah, goodbye. You're violating the agreement that we originally, made. And so, politicians, there you go.
Yes, there you go. Well, I found another story on our website, and it actually fits into what we're talking about. The accountability bill. It was 9 months ago it was passed. But the firing, the VA, are warning staff, not the top officials.
Right.
which is the biggest problem.
Well, you know, granted, the stuff you see, some of the working staff does need fired, but so do the executive staff. I mean, so they're just using it to their advantage.
Yeah. The firings rose 60% during the second half of 2017. Since June, the VA has removed 1,704 of 370,000 employees, but here's the numbers they fired. The VA has fired 4 senior leaders. The other 1,700 terminated people were low-level staffers with titles such as housekeeper, 133 of them, nursing assistants, 101, food service worker, 59, and that's the only numbers they gave us. So
no numbers for director head? No numbers for any?
No. No. There are 4 senior leaders. They don't say which 4. I'm sure we've covered all 4 of them, though.
Or those the guys that you did the report on that they turned around weeks later and hired them somewhere else?
Yes, you got it. So out of those 1,700, it's the little people that are getting fired.
And as a result, those people are afraid to do their job now.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I had high hopes for that bill. But they're doing it just like I figured they would. So, have you seen any more about President Trump removing Secretary Shulkin?
Nope.
No.
I haven't either. And I even looked today because I wanted to know what was going on. And after, let's see, it was last Tuesday when everybody said that he was going to be fired and Rick Perry would be put in his place.
Him or Peter,
nothing.
or Peter Hegseth.
Right. Well, absolutely nothing has been said about it since that day.
Well, he's too busy trying to get in shape for that fight out behind the gym with Uncle, what's his name, the ex-vice president there, Biden, Uncle Biden, you know. You know, he's throwing out.
Yeah, there you go.
We're not supposed to go political here on this show, so we got to be quiet.
Okay, all right. Never done with that one.
Yeah.
I found another one. Do you know that Lewis A. Johnson VA Medical Center doesn't even have an autoclave? They have a mobile autoclave out in a trailer out back. An autoclave, that is what sterilizes all of the equipment they use. So they have all the TVs in the basement. I think they should sell them and buy the autoclave.
Maybe they could get the one down there in Texas that's being used with dirty water and clean it up and use it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that would probably work for them. Apparently, this has been going on for months. He was being questioned by a senator 3 months ago. Senator Joe Manchin wants to know why David Shulkin hasn't got a permanent autoclave for them. And it's still going on. And they have no idea when a permanent one will be there. They said because of money problems, they're just not sure.
If they're going to call Trump a death dodger, they're going to have to make the list longer than that.
Yeah, I want to reach out here. Just got an IM from Matthew Finley, who has got a couple suggestions for us. Yeah, I want to talk to you, Matthew. Anyone else out there listening? If you have some suggestion for us, except for Drop Dead Go Die, we'd love to hear it. You know, but yeah, send us an email. You know, if you'd like to talk to us, give us your phone number. We'll be more than happy to give you a call. And talk to you about it. Again, this is new for us. I like the format, but I can't cough. I got no way to mute anything or put anybody on hold. No timeout button here, so.
Right. I like this format.
Yeah. It's actually is fun. It's freewheeling. Did I cut somebody out there on their story? I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
He does it all the time.
Yeah, I know it. He's gag for him sometimes. I got another one I picked up off of the Veterans News Alert that comes from ZDNet. And it's entitled, you might have seen that, Ron, Artificial Empathy.
Yes, I saw that.
The call center now is using voice analytics it's a technology that I guess a lot of public sector service reps use to better understand how customers are feeling. And what the call centers claim is they can analyze tone and voice patterns, and this allows them to identify signs of PTSD or depression if that's when they call in. Well, considering some of the hoops you have to jump through just to get there, I would imagine it's an automatic red flag to start with, especially when only, two-thirds of the call center reps aren't even working.
Well, that's scary to me.
Yeah.
Well, me too.
Almost like your face recognition thing. Who was it, Sarge, that we interviewed that one night that just normally talked loud? I mean, I wonder what that machine would do with him. It'd probably go off the charts.
It would call us code green.
Yeah. And just because he's loud. He's always loud.
That's all it takes. Yes, that's all it takes.
Well, I'm sitting here playing with this thing. Have you seen me, Rhonda, here on the stuff that I can do here?
Yes. It switched from our website to Facebook.
Well,
there was actually a video playing on, when you had it on Facebook, there was actually a video playing. We could see it.
Wow.
Yeah,
we're just learning this, everybody. This is our first actual live broadcast. Yesterday we practiced a lot, but
yeah, if we were aggravating to you yesterday, you just wait, boy, as we figure this out. I want to jump in here on we've always talked about, it seems like all the stuff we're talking about is bad stuff, nothing upbeat, and this is on our website too, on Veterans News Alerts, thebuchananreport.com. The minute I saw it, I'm an animal lover, so I gotta, as we all are. New Jersey therapy horse is honored for his service. It's an old 30-year Appaloosa. The horse's name was Spring. Was laid to rest January 20th, 2018. Spring was known as the General or Grandpa. He had helped over 700 vets with PTSD, and Spring also worked with kids, and the kids called him Jedi Horse. What's interesting about this is there's only 15 service animals that have ever been awarded the Medal of Honor. Spring is one of them. A national ceremony is being held in Spring's honor this coming October in Maryland. The entire story, I kept it brief, obviously. The entire story, it's a great read. It really is. It goes into a lot of other things here. I encourage anybody to go read that story if you haven't already. But there you have it. Good old Spring.
There are a number of places around the country that have horses like that specialize in calming people down or whatever.
Yeah, we've had shows on the Buchanan Report on Tuesday shows, regarding these issues.
Yeah. We had a camp up here on western slope of Colorado, up on Redlands Mesa, that they specialized with special needs children, physically and mentally, and helping give them some self-esteem by taking them out in the rain and riding around with them, giving them a chance to use the horse, interact, and whatnot that way. I think they've sold their place and moved on, but while it was going on, I used to drive by there, and they always had somebody out there working.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, we have a lady here that has miniature horses.
Uh-huh.
And they go up to the children's center at the hospital, the cancer center, and they wear tennis shoes. The kids love them.
Well,
I think she does. Like,
they'd love being at your house too. You got dogs, peacocks, cockatoos, birds, regular menagerie.
Tinkerbell does.
Yeah.
She goes to the hospital, and we go to the hospice ward. And we've had requests before that, they get put in the hospice ward and they can't see their animals. So Tinker will go in there and she'll get in the bed with them and lay by them and let her pet her.
Right.
We've done it with a couple of Alzheimer's patients, and it seems to really calm them down. So it's a good thing.
Well, we've been on here almost an hour. I know we got tons more that we can talk about, but we're not going to be able to get to it. Let's just give it a few more minutes here if we could, and then let's call our first show a wrap. I want to remind everybody out there, go to thebuchananreport.com. Anybody out there that would like to financially help us, we'd certainly appreciate it. You can go buy a shirt or a hoodie. Go to our website, thebuchananreport.com. If you just want to make a donation, that would be great. We do a lot of things over here, and takes a lot of time and quite a bit of money too. So any help you all can give would be greatly appreciated. Ron, did you get everything out there? I know Rhonda showed up. She got 100 different things she wants to talk about, and we just don't have that kind of time here.
No, that's in terms of Rhonda's definition, that's two.
That's two, right? Yeah.
Right. I have experienced this already. I did mine too. I hope I didn't totally bore the public out there.
Yeah. Hey, Rhonda, do we have any special announcements? Anything going on? Any upcoming events for other people?
We do. Bravo Bay's open house actually is today. So anybody that wants to go by Bravo Base and visit, see what's going on there, they are having an open house today. So it's all day.
I'm sure the pastor's going to be there. He was on our last show.
Yes, John, Pastor McLean. Yes, he will be there. Everybody's there today.
Everyone but me.
There's a couple rides. Yeah, there's a ride coming up. So that is why he's not watching our first live video event.
That's right. I was wondering. Wondering where he was at.
Disconnected.
Yeah.
That's where he's at.
Well, I want to remind everybody. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's all that I remember. I'll have to write them down. I didn't this time. You told me we had to talk for an hour, so I worked all morning to get all of these things to talk about.
I never said an hour, did I?
That's what I know of.
No.
No, he didn't say an hour. He said, but when I said we can make this first one a short show to see how it goes, he said, no, we want to make it as long as normal. It's like, okay, well then, I'm going to have to talk a lot.
Yeah, well, again, people, remember, yeah, well, that's easy for you. So, this is the right format for you, Rhonda.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
I can deal with that.
I want to remind everybody out there too, go to our Facebook page, The Buchanan Report. We post all kinds of things all the time. Like The Buchanan Report, if you would. That way you can stay informed as to what's happening. Go to the Buchanan Report YouTube channel. Again, in the process, we're putting up all kinds of things on YouTube, documentaries or shows, other things, interviews with different people. So all that's, being put up there. Anything, am I missing anything here? No.
I don't think so. What I did learn today, though, on the website, is that blue button's not up in the corner anymore for the radio shows.
That's right. I took it down. Again, don't forget. Free basic background checks. If you want one, send me an email on how I can contact you, and know who you're dealing with out there. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see that's a validation of VA police corruption against the Tampa Bay VA police. All you got to do is click on it, and you can hear former Lieutenant Rob O'Neill on what he has to say. And then we just, a couple of shows ago, we had Keith Lansford on out of the same place, Bay Pines, out of Tampa. I'll be putting his up there hopefully today. I got a lot of things that I need to get done, posted on YouTube between now and the end of the weekend, including this show. This show will be up in a matter of minutes once we're done, up on YouTube. So let alone disseminated on Facebook as well. Again, could use all the support you could give us. Buy a shirt, a hoodie. We'd certainly appreciate it. It seems to me I'm missing something. I don't want to miss something on the first show.
I know.
I don't think you are.
Don't forget Hutch, Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time on the Liver with an L, Liver Fluke updates. I'm interested. I want to, when he got together with that, remember that Associated Press journalist, if you remember, she's been doing research on this for years. So I'm really glad to hear them hook up. So I do remember one thing that we were told, that very shortly after the show, they got hooked up. They swapped information on our show. And if I remember right, which I know that I am, based on them getting hooked up and whatever they were doing, I guess they were doing some interviews with CBS and ABC or, some major news agencies out there regarding this issue. So I'm really interested to hear where this is going here, because it doesn't sound like our government wants this information out there. So. Any final comments?
People out there, let us know how you liked it. Give us some feedback.
Yep. Any suggestions?
Yes,
Any suggestions? Love to hear it. All right. That's it for us. This is the Veterans News Alerts live by the Buchanan Report. That's it for us. Today's date, March 22nd, 2018. We'll see you all next Thursday. We're going to be doing this minimally once a week. So set your calendar, 3 o'clock Eastern time every Thursday. Thank you all. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Talk to you next week.
Have a good rest of the day.
Yep. Have a good day.